Billionaire welfare king Elon Musk got triggered by a simple tweet from Senator Bernie Sanders. This goes into, as I'll show you, the psyche of billionaires and just how sensitive they are about their wealth and how they made that money. So before I get there, of course, I'm going to show you the tweet here. It's very basic, almost too simple. Bernie here tweeting out, "We must demand that the extremely wealthy pay their fair share, period." That's it. That's the tweet. Here's the response from Elon Musk saying here, "I keep forgetting that you're still alive." Now, before I go on to his next tweet, which really goes deeper into how Elon makes or made his money, there was a lot of jokes about this tweet, a lot alluding to this kind of, or this angle, Elon to his 6 children. I keep forgetting you're still alive. But I really want to dive into why this bothers Elon Musk. So he follows up here again saying, "Bernie is a taker, not a maker." Bernie is a taker, not a maker. Okay, let's just start off with this. The reason why I called him welfare king, this is not me saying this. This is a libertarian website, a conservative website saying this. Elon Musk, welfare king. The tech billionaire isn't alone among the mega wealthy in getting piles of money from government at all levels, say the authors of Welfare for the Rich. So credit here to this site and Nick Gillespie here for being honest about their position on this. Oftentimes the people you see defending Elon Musk are conservatives, but here this guy understands, him being a libertarian, that he doesn't want to see, any government spending. That includes on billionaires. So he goes on here to write, with the net worth of around 200 billion, he's not just the planet's richest person, he's one of the biggest welfare recipients. Report Lisa Conyers and Phil Harvey, authors of Welfare for the Rich, How Your Tax Dollars End Up in Millionaires' Pockets and What You Can Do About It. By 2015, they write, companies led by Musk had gotten billions of dollars in subsidies, tax breaks, and other handouts. New York State even shelled out $750 million to build a solar panel factory for Musk's Solar City operation and said the company would pay no property taxes for a decade, saving another $260 million. So I'm going to get into a little more here. I'll go a little deeper on this. And also, of course, I'll get to how he exploits labor. I've covered that several times as well, but I'll briefly touch on that as well. And also his upbringing and how privileged he was, being as kind as possible, using that term, in how he got to where he is today. But here, more from LA Times. Elon Musk's growing empire is fueled by $4.9 billion in government subsidies. Now, this is an article from 2015. So I'm sure some of the figures now are out of date. He's likely taken a lot more from the government in subsidies, but they go on here to write, the subsidies have generally been disclosed in public records and company filings, but the full scope of the public assistance hasn't been tallied because it has been granted over time from different levels of government. On a smaller scale, SpaceX, Musk's rocket company, cut a deal for about $20 million in economic development subsidies from Texas to construct a launch facility there. Separate from incentives, SpaceX has won more than $5.5 billion in government contracts from NASA and the U.S. Air Force. So this 5.5 this is not a part of this figure. We're talking about 5.5 billion on top of this 4.9 billion in subsidies. So government contracts, of course, a major piece of how Elon Musk makes his money. Meanwhile, he's complaining about being how Bernie's a taker. Come on, let's get real here. Going on, they write, quote, government support is a theme of all 3 of these companies, speaking of Elon Musk's companies, and without it, none of them would be around, said Mark Spiegel, a hedge fund manager for Stanfill Capital Partners, who was shorting Tesla stock, a bet that pays off if Tesla shares fall. Just a quick note on that. I'm not sure if he was successful in this, as Tesla, of course, has only grown in value. But going on, it's not just this. It's one thing if you're a company that is doing this kind of thing and you're aware of your success and how you've made that success. But Elon Musk seems to think he did it all himself. Like, he seems to think he's not a taker. Yet his companies are built on taking public money. So how can you possibly complain about takers or having to pay your fair share of taxes when this is how you made your wealth? But going on here, this is from The Intercept. So this is his him growing up. So teenage Elon Musk once walked the streets of New York with emeralds in his pocket. His father said, this is amazing, quote, "We were very wealthy. We had so much money at times we couldn't even close our safe," adding that one person would have to hold the money in place with another closing the door. Quote, "And then there'd still be all these notes sticking out and we'd sort of pull them out and put them in our pockets." They couldn't even keep the money in the safe. This is how billionaires are born, by the way. Whether you're talking about Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, they all started off very privileged in life, be it loans from their parents, be it this kind of upbringing, be it connections that no one else had. This is how billionaires came to be, because they were put into a situation where they were very fortunate. Now, again, if you're in that situation and you're aware of it and you ensure your workers are paid well, that they can unionize and have their own voice, then whatever, you're able to build wealth. It's unlikely you become a billionaire if you actually cared about your workers. But if you amass wealth while taking care of your workers, then whatever. But when you're an asshole and you think you did it all yourself and you continue exploiting your workers to continue amassing more and more wealth, that is the issue here. So going on when it comes to taxes, actually, let me since I'm making this point, let's just go to this first. Tesla found guilty of union busting. So I've covered this before. The National Labor Relations Board says Elon Musk threatened workers and fired one for union organizing. So this is how he treats his workers while amassing all this wealth for himself. But in terms of his taxes here, so this is what Bernie's talking about. With the exception of 1 year when he exercised more than $1 billion in stock options, Musk's tax bills in no way reflect the fortune he has at his disposal. In 2015, he paid $68,000 in federal income tax. In 2017, it was $65,000. And in 2018, he paid no federal income tax. Between 2014 and 2018, he had a true tax rate of 3.27%. Do you know anybody else that has a tax rate of 3.27%? Only the ultra wealthy that are able to play all the games they can to keep as much money for themselves as they can while taking public money to grow their company. Only these individuals are the ones getting away with this kind of crap. And he has the actual gall to first, tweet out something this gross, but to then claim that Bernie is a taker and not a maker. Dude, wake the hell up. At least acknowledge how you've gotten to where you are today, both because of the privilege of where you grew up and who your parents were and the money made there through his father being a part owner of an emerald mine, but also through government subsidies that help to make you who you are today. And in addition to that, you exploiting your workers, the continued exploitation of your workers. Meanwhile, the rest of the car industry is unionized, but Tesla workers are not. He exploits his workers while building his wealth and then complaining about takers when he is the ultimate welfare king.